Well, good afternoon. Welcome to our next Thrive with Acts series of education. We are now into the month of June, and we were hoping that we were going to get back in the room with everybody, but unfortunately, that's not the case. We're hoping maybe next month, July, we'll be here together again. All right, as you know, I'm Yvonne Desafi. I'm the rehab director. I'm a physical therapist assistant as well. Many of you are familiar with me. What you're maybe not be familiar with is Quincy Whittle. She is our new speech language pathologist, and she is the one that will be telling us all about what's going on with this mind stuff, okay? This is the 6th of 10 seminars in 2020 provided by the rehab team. We're going to continue to present this education every month, not in September, that's the active aging week, and then we'll probably skip December too. So here's Quincy, and she's going to start telling you all about your mind.
Hi there. Today we will talk about the 5th component of thriving with ACTS. It's called mind. We will discuss in detail today normal aging, and over the next 2 months we'll discuss brain health and a new term called cognitive reserve. Exciting new research supports that it's not too late to prevent a decline in your mind. We have control over our mind. Thrive Mind is a component of Thrive with ACTS. Thrive Mind contributes to your cognitive reserve for folks at risk for cognitive decline and supports residents and caregivers as they learn to live with dementia in our communities. There are studies showing now that exercising the body helps brain function. Where did it
go? Oh, hang on. We're still newbies at this. Forgive us. Here we go.
But the brain needs an exercise prescription to include brain exercises and activities too, just like your body. For example, rehab will be focused on an evidence-based prescription, targeting areas of the brain to slow the progression of cognitive decline or cognitive impairment. Research shows that certain types of brain exercise can delay the onset of mental decline. As I mentioned in the previous slide, we have control over our mind. When it comes to our brain's function, sometimes we are scared of what we think we know is happening, and we assume the worst. Then there are times we are scared because we truly have no idea why the changes we are experiencing in our brain with regards to our ability to think and remember are happening. We ask ourselves, is this normal? Today I want to clear up myths about aging. First, let's just talk in general terms related to aging, and then we will outline normal aging and give specific examples of each area. First, we will talk about physical changes. How loud our voice is heard by others, vision, and hearing loss will occur as we age. The key is to address the changes with aging related to hearing and vision loss. For example, seek out auditory enhancement devices like hearing aids and vision accommodations such as glasses or reading in large print. We see changes with flexibility, strength, balance, and cardiopulmonary as we age as well, and we should be involved with an exercise prescription to prevent any declines as we age. It is normal to have some of these changes, but we still need to address them. Second, we can experience cognitive changes when our memory can change. We can become forgetful, and our insight and judgment can change based on our life experiences. In addition, our attention might require more effort to focus. Some examples of this can include how we articulate our words, how we organize our thoughts, and how we problem-solve daily activities. Third, we can experience behavioral changes. This can include how much sleep we get in a night. Your appetite might not be what it used to be when you were younger. You may not care about things, and depression can start to set in, and you may notice you want to stay at home in a safe place close to the bathroom. Finally, we experience social emotional changes. We may isolate ourselves and at times may withdraw from meaningful relationships, like not calling our family and not doing the things that we love to do. As we age, there is a risk that we can experience a decline. However, let's understand all the risks, and there are many, and understand what normal aging is before making the decision that we can't do anything about it.
Can't do anything about that. We're having technical difficulties. People, please excuse us. There we go. All right, yay.
Okay, now I will go through this list of normal characteristics of aging and give you examples of abnormal aging. Over the next 7 slides, I will explain in more detail and provide some examples of each area. Instrumental activities of daily living, what we refer to as ADLs in the rehab world. This is our ability to perform our own medication management, money management, financial decisions, take care of others, household management tasks, etc. Let's use this example. In normal aging, you may miss one payment, but you can catch it after the payment is missed and make adjustments to correct in the future. You may forget an appointment, but remember it the next day. You may forget ingredients in your recipe, and then when you taste it, you realize that you forgot something. This can apply to other activities of daily living, for example, bathing, grooming, etc. You can remember how to do these different tasks with no difficulty. But with abnormal aging, you may miss paying bills month after month, may miss taking medications daily. You cannot make decisions when presented with options. You can multiple times daily on an already scheduled appointment and keep asking if you have an appointment. This is not a part of aging. Forgetfulness of recent events. This is your ability to remember what you had for lunch or who you visited today. Let's look at this example. With normal aging, you lay your keys down on the table, you go to look for them, and you are saying to yourself, I can't remember where I left my keys. Then all of a sudden you find them, and you remember in that moment laying your keys down on the table. This is normal. We all have misplaced items, but once we find the item we have misplaced, we can recall putting it where we left it. Abnormal aging. You lay your keys down on the table, you go to look for them, and you are saying to yourself, I can't remember where I left my keys. And then all of a sudden you find them, but yet you do not remember in that moment laying them down on the table. You literally have no memory of ever putting them in that place. This is not normal to not remember doing a task, and it's different from forgetfulness. Think about forgetfulness like this. With the passage of time, our memories can fade, distractions get in the way, people we have met along the way, places we've gone, and in general, life experiences that we have had that are not meaningful to us. We will not forget those things. However, those times that are not so meaningful, or the time spent is filled with many distractions, we may experience episodes of forgetfulness. This is normal. Occasional word finding is normal too. We all have moments when you can't think of words, or we are so nervous that words are coming slower, or we are distracted by something else going on and we say another word we did not mean. Let's look at this example. In normal aging, you can use words full of content to express your thoughts and ideas. For example, you express to someone, I went out to the grocery store. You were able to use an adjective to describe the noun. This is typical aging. You may experience times where you occasionally are unable to recall a word in the middle of a sentence, but this is normal. Oftentimes our minds are going so fast our mouths can't keep up. But with abnormal aging, you cannot use words full of content to express your thoughts and ideas. For example, you express to someone, I went to that store. You know, that store. You are unable to retrieve the adjective that was used to describe the noun, i.e., the grocery store. This changes from occasional to frequent episodes, and when you're trying to express your thoughts and ideas, your ability to retrieve these words slows significantly. Many times, individuals will use filler words like, example, well, you know, I want that. Again, Not much content is in your speech, and others begin to notice a change. You start the thought, but cannot find the words to finish the sentence. Able to operate common appliances. Let's look at this example. In normal aging, you can remember how to use a can opener to open a can of soup. Another example, you can operate your microwave. Normal aging, you do not lose your ability to operate appliances that you have used all your life. However, with abnormal aging, you cannot remember how to use a can opener to open a can of soup. Let me expand on this example. There was a woman, and she was standing in her kitchen with a can opener and a can of soup. Her husband walked into the kitchen and asked, "What are you doing?" And she replied, "I'm going to open this can of soup." Her husband then said, "Okay," and he left the house for a couple of hours. When he returned, he found his wife standing in the kitchen, still trying to open the can of soup. She looked up at him and said, "I cannot remember how to use this thing." It is not normal to lose the ability to remember how to operate common appliances like a can opener, a microwave, a stove, or dishwasher, etc. You do not get lost in familiar locations. You are able to go to and from familiar locations without self-reporting you had to ask for help to find your way. Let's look at the example. In normal aging, we may be driving and forget where to turn, but we quickly are able to orient back to the location we are going. With abnormal aging, temporarily becoming lost more often, especially to already familiar locations. At times, you're unable to follow maps and directions. At times, you continue to drive unaware of where you're trying to go until you find a familiar landmark. You do not seek help when you do not recognize or remember where you are going. What am I looking? Okay.
Tell me something. Do I come here often?
And here we have this funny comic strip here.
I've done that before. All right, moving on.
All right, also with aging, we can have vision changes. With normal aging, part of normal aging can be including decreased ability to see distance, read a book, etc. Other medical changes, including macular degeneration and development of cataracts, are also part of normal aging. However, with abnormal aging, when asked what is in the picture, you're unable to verbalize what you see. You might put your shirt on backwards or inside out without recognizing that it's wrong. You see a road sign and are unable to follow the road sign instructions. These are all parts of abnormal aging. All right. I need to go to the next slide.
Something's going on here. Is that the right one?
Hang on, just there we go. Now with the next slide, normal socialization. With normal aging, you may forget a name of someone new you met, but you still attend events. You may miss an event, but you will recall you missed the event and attempt to attend future events. With abnormal aging, there is a loss of interest at social events. At times, there may be inappropriate social interactions observed by family and friends that is unrecognizable or understood by that person. Okay. Now that we know about normal aging, we can now focus on the next steps. We can challenge our cognitive health. The areas you see on this slide, memory, cognitive control, attention, and processing speed, are just a few areas that new research reports we can take control over and challenge our mind. It's not too late. There are two schools of thoughts we can apply. The first, linguistic aptitude, which is the mental ability to learn new things, and second being motivation, which is the willingness to learn new things. At ACT's Signature Rehab is here to help you with both ability and motivation through our Thrive Mind program. My challenge to each of you is to come back in July and learn how you can challenge and prevent a decline in your brain through Thrive Mind. You don't have to wait for something to happen. I would highly encourage you not to do that. Be proactive in your life. Let's make your mind strong to prevent and prepare to mitigate the risk. Rehab can help you achieve your best cognitive health.
All right, the Wellness Talk for June is about gratitude. Gratitude is related to Thrive Mind because being grateful is a state of mind. Research has shown that expressing gratitude has been positive effect on cognitive function as well as overall health. This is great news because when we are older, we do have more knowledge. So as Wellness has taught us this month about gratefulness, I can say I'm so grateful that active interest in brain health, all levels of our community. ACTS recognize the importance of specialized programming and education for the staff to help you, the residents, with aging at every level in our community. Don't be afraid. Let's be grateful and embrace prevention. Rehab and wellness can help you do that. So here we go. Next month, I don't know why these slides don't portray perfectly well, but there you go. Tuesday, July 21st at 2:30, we'll be having our next brain health seminar. Come back then, and we'll have some more notes for you. Remember, we are still doing our Thrive screens. Actually, it's starting back up this month on the 29th. B building, floor 1 and 2. Look for your invites in the mailbox. Although at this point, we're already setting up appointments. So even if you don't have your invitation just yet, feel free, building B, floor 1 and 2, call down at the rehab office, 894-6800, and we'll schedule you for your free Thrive screening on all 5 areas of health. And don't forget about that drawing. We'll be putting in tickets for the Amazon gift cards. If there's any questions, call down the rehab department, and we'll be happy to answer anything you may have. Thank you for listening, and have a good week.